Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the 6th anniversary part 2 stage of the Annie anniversary battle, and we'll be taking a look at how you can complete the missions using a Defenders of Justice team with no items, and obviously followed up with a Universal Survival Saga team with no items. Now I'm going to be honest with you, the Defenders of Justice one is probably way harder than the Universal Survival Saga one, just because USS is in such a good space, has some very premier units, they're always on banners, very strong anniversary units, very strong ECAs, very strong everything. So USS I'll just be recapping at the end, I'll leave a timestamp in the description, but honestly it's very straightforward, so I'm not going to worry too much about USS. And instead I'm going to focus on Defenders of Justice. But before we focus on Defenders of Justice, we need to talk about the two bosses that we'll face. So the first boss we'll face is Android 17, Team Universe 7. This unit, or this boss, has two phases. First phase is against Android 17, 43 million health, 300k normals, 840,000 for supering, and he has immunity to stunning, ceiling, attack, and defense down. Once you defeat him, you will then face Android 17 Team Universe 7. This unit has 1.2 million super, has 400k normals, and around 63 million health. So nothing too crazy, challenging but nothing too wild. He has immunity to stunning, ceiling, and defense down, but you can lower his attack, although it's not really necessary. Overall, the first starting section is challenging, but ultimately it's nothing too wild. And even the secondary boss is not anything too crazy. Defenders of Justice is a bit of a strange team. So your leads for Defenders of Justice are basically either running like a Earthlings kind of team, or maybe a Kamehameha Majin Buu Saga team, but generally just running Strength Videl is probably your best bet. I ran Strength Videl, Tech, Ultimate Gohan. I also ran the Gamma units, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I ran the Gamma 1 and 2 LR, one of my favorite units, and then I ran the Strength free-to-play Videl. There's plenty of other great units you can run here. Strength Gohan springs to mind, the Kamehameha lead, who's also obviously very strong. And yeah, in general, there are some adaptable changes you can make to the team. Also important to mention the Universe 11 team. So you can obviously use Universe 11 to holistically finish Defenders of Justice and finish the USS mission at the same time. The big thing with that, honestly, is I don't know how many people have a Universe 11 team, like a full Universe 11 team, because the roster is very small and you'll end up having like 10 units. So you need to have specifically all of the necessary units. So you have to have AGL Jiren, Tech Jiren, Physical Topo, you have to have Kokieta, you'll have to have Strength Dispo, you'll have to have INT Topo. Like, the list of units you need to run both categories simultaneously feels much smaller and more difficult than running both separately. So that's why I run both separately. It also just helps to have different team options. So I decided to just do two. But you could knock this out the park in one go with a Universe 11 team. That'll work well. AGO Jiren should be able to carry quite fine. And the Topo units will be more than fine. So it's not necessarily super difficult. But it is obviously one of those things where if you have the right units, you can definitely knock this out in one go, more so than anything else. The next boss we'll face is obviously Golden Frieza Angel, and Golden Frieza Angel on Android 17. Golden Frieza Angel, the first phase, very simple, similar to Android 17, immune to attack and defense down, immune to ceiling, immune to stunning, 900k super, nothing too wild. Then you get to Golden Frieza Angel and Android 17, the combo unit. So yeah, a 1.1 million super, which isn't too bad, I guess. Also has a chance to fire 2 per turn. So when below 50% health, they can fire 2 super attacks per turn, which obviously brings its own challenges. On top of that as well, immune to stunning, sealing, attack down, defense down, and gets an additional 50% defense when HP is 50% or less. Because of the Defenders of Justice team being primarily strength, with a lot of really strong strength units, including Videl, we don't really struggle too hard there. And so, honestly, I'd say once you pass Android 17, you're pretty much good to go. Like, it's going to be fairly easy for you if you're running Defenders of Justice because of the strength of Videl and how strong she is overall. Next, I'll be showing you Universal Survival Saga. Obviously, I think players need to understand that just because I'm running USS doesn't mean I'm going to use all the premier units. I decided to try out a couple different ones just to give it a little bit of a different spin on things, to try out different teams and just, see, what we could run. Obviously, our team build was primarily strength focused, knowing that we're going into Android 17, knowing that it's type neutral against INT characters. So here I focused on having like Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken Goku with the Spirit Bomb technique, which we never got to use, AGL Super Boo because of his tankiness, INT Android 17 and 18 because why not, Physical MVP 17, and MUI Goku, Strength MUI Goku. So it was a lot of fun to run all those units, some slightly different options, and all of them ran more than fine. There was never really any issues. Did the Snot item as well, so again, no real problems, no real issues. One thing I will say is that you can definitely improve this team, and again, just bring your reference to the fact that you can very easily finish this and beat this as long as you in one go, as long as you have all the Universe 11 characters. So again, it comes down to, do I have the Universe 11 characters? If I do, then I can do it all in one go. If I don't, then I'm unable to, and it's okay. Like, you don't have to have them. It does obviously help. But yeah, generally what I would say is for this one, I found like it really wasn't too bad. USS, even a gimped one without all the luxury LRs, or most of them, ran more than fine and did the event more than fine. Again, it just comes down to the fact that you can prep for the physical Golden Frieza with a heavily strength team, and it's type neutral against the Android 17, so you just don't ever really have a problem. Also, special mention that a friend, strength, Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta obviously also does some pretty heavy lifting here, so that also helps a bunch, really. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Obviously, if you do need any more help, you can let me know, but for now, I think that pretty much covers everything. If you do need help with the challenges or team building or anything like that, let me know in the comments. I'll gladly assist. But at this point, that is all the anniversary challenge battles done up to part 6, or 6th anniversary part 2. So yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. So until then, as always, take care, stay safe, and yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you do need help. But I think there's enough variation here that players shouldn't really have a problem, and you should be able to make do. But yeah, ultimately that's it from me. See you guys in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye.